Hey RATBAGGERS, it's Jade today with a Core Keeper update. They've just had a patch, stability patch 1.00.10. This has gone live on Steam. I presume on Xbox, PlayStation, you're going to have to wait a bit until you get it. Obviously, check your version number in the settings. If it doesn't say 1.0.010, then you haven't got the update yet. I do believe Xbox, you should be on 1.0.07. And that should be the same for PlayStation as well. So hopefully this update won't take too long to hit you, but make the most of it as there does look to be quite a few nerfs for a few items. So let's cover the details. And also happy news, a couple of days ago they did finally fix the Xbox issues. In fact, yesterday really, the connection issues with multiplayer that were affecting people, that should all be working now. So game balance, they've reduced the amount of crystals spawning during ACOS boss fights while 3 or more players are in the session, adjusted spawn rates of mushrooms, destructibles and locked chests. So if you've been enjoying picking up locked chests and getting some kind of mediocre loot but at least some ore and stuff, well, you won't find as many now. They've reduced the respawn of fireflies if you've been catching them to places natural lighting around. Bunch of bug fixes, button hints no longer sharp on the loading screen, plants should now continue to grow even when no players are nearby, projectiles should no longer damage befriended factions, visual position glitch when destroying placed objects, functional arrows for scroll views in the creative UI, Gorm's death sound now plays consistently, Seething Blade now properly shows a healing number when triggered, Tough Gang now properly blocks damage even without magic barrier gear, Dodos now eat critters from the ground. Yes, so that means you could use a hoe to basically make the ground into dirt, and I think that encourages more worms to spawn. So that way it'd be a way that you'd be able to give them a little bit more food, because it's quite hard to keep them going, catching bugs and stuff all the time. The blacksmith skill from the crafting tree now accurately calculates the required number of ingredients for crafting items. Minions are now considered allies and affected by the cooking skill tree smell of food buff and the crystal meter chunks offhand item buffs. That's pretty cool. Fix sledgehammers not increasing your gardening skill. Quitting while sleeping no longer grants you a permanent healing buff. Oh my god, that was a perk I wish I knew. Stormbringer no longer levels up your range skill. Oh, this could be controversial. Obviously, I think it is meant to be a melee weapon. It's mining, that's its main purpose. But yes, everyone's been pointing out that when you're using it, it does increase your range skill as well. I have maxed out my range skill, I think, by using this more. So make the most of it, Xbox and PlayStation fans. It might only be a few days, it might be a couple of weeks before you get this update, but they are looking to nerf Stormbringer slightly, or at least correct what it should have been doing rather than extra bonus perks. Fix the issue where attacks would fail at every very high attack speeds. Electrical doors visuals should now match collision. Hunger bars should not get stuck to display full amount. Player gravestone markers no longer disappear after reloading the world. Finally! This was really doing my brain in. I lost so much gear in the passage, well, until I could actually eventually find it. It does pop up the closer you get to it, at least that was the saving grace. But for ages, I just had bodies everywhere that I didn't know about because I've forgotten, and because I suck and died a billion times. Well-trained aim should now properly increase range damage. Salvaging multiple objects now displays an accurate summary. Should no longer be able to knock back during invincible frames in PvP. They've also now added the legacy fishing game toggle in the gameplay settings that allow enabling the old fishing minigame. This was something they mentioned at launch, and I assumed it would be there with launch, but obviously it's taken a few weeks, nearly a month now to actually add. I can't see why anyone would want the old version. It was basically like Stardew Valley, where you had to kind of match it and reel it in and make sure you weren't trying to reel it in when it shook. And it was a pain in the arse. It was one of the biggest things that stopped me from fishing and ever really getting into fishing in Core Keeper. I so much prefer the original version. Although, as I suggested, maybe they should make it a reward that you get more XP, or maybe you get double fish if you use the legacy fishing version. Like, why would you do that? Unless you're really like into immersion and stuff. I'm not too sure. The arrow shown next to categories in the creative UI now scrolls the list. And then we've got a few specific fixes for other stores. So Microsoft Store fixed an issue where pet names get incorrectly censored, fixed an issue where the name of a previous character could be shown when a player joins a session, fixed an issue where the last player joining the session was granted super admin rights, added a pop-up when trying to access an online game without an internet connection. Epic Game Store fixed the issue where the last player joining the session was granted super admin rights, added a pop-up blah 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 blah, and the same thing for games on gear or whatever that is. So all great stuff. Pleased to see, like I said, I expect these updates to go live for Xbox and PlayStation in the future. Do go and check. And I'm campaigning so that in Discord at least it does mention if an update's going to be specifically for Steam, Xbox or PlayStation, or maybe get some console roles so you can keep up to date. I did miss out on giving you guys the lowdown on the actual update that had a bunch of stuff in it, mainly because they never really posted it anywhere. I play on PC, I have been playing on Xbox with my son and it's great, but PC is where I'm at the moment. So fingers crossed they'll start updating and giving a bit more notice. They did let everyone know there was issues with the Xbox update for sure, but only after there was a problem and not the actual recap of the patch notes, which were all of this. So anyway, I'm going to try and do better, make sure I'm up to date. So any updates that come out, I will give you guys the lowdown. Even if I've done it before, I'll do a recap video for Xbox and PlayStation when you do get the update. And no, nothing official about when the actual delayed Switch, Xbox One and PS4 versions of Core Keeper will be released. As soon as I get that info, you'll see a video from me. And the creator of Core Keeper, basically Frederick here, rest assured we are working hard on future content and updates. Tech is focused on stability, but we have a lot of new in the pipeline. That's really good to see. I have been loving making Core Keeper content. The videos are doing relatively well, even a month nearly now after its release. I'm still seeing lots of good comments, lots of good subs, so definitely want to keep making more. I probably am going to start making a bit more varied content again now. You might see a Grounded series come out very soon, and I'm taking a look at other games as well, like Orbbound, and maybe even Power World on PlayStation now it's been released. But for sure, I've still got a ton of stuff I want to do with Core Keeper, particularly live streaming, trying to find all the legendary weapons and armors. The other day I did ask about what you guys want to see in Core Keeper added as big ideas, so make sure you go and watch that video, give it a listen and a watch and see what I've got to say, but also tell me what you want to get added. And I'm working on a cheese guide at the moment. Big cheeses that you can do in Core Keeper. And that's it. I'll see you guys for more Core Keeper guides, more streams. Until next time, bye bye.